Yo, what's going on, guys? And today we have a bunch of old 3x3's from IcubeMart, so let's get into it. Okay guys, so here in the front I have my Feng-Shi cubes. These four are from Moyu. We have our Wit Edens over here, MF8, Shangshao. We have two Dian cubes back here, a Maru cube, YJ, and a V cube pillowed. So let's get to it. Let's start with, I'm gonna start with the four Feng-Shi since those are in the front. I'm just gonna slide these over here, put these over here, split these three over here, and these two over here out of frame. Out of mine, and now you have these ones. So we have the Feng-Shi Shuangran version 1, which is primary body with black caps, which I think looks really cool. The Shuangran 2, which is, this one's 54.5 millimeters, right? I think so. And this one's 57. We have the Feng-Shi Guanying and the Feng-Shi Jieyun. So let's start with the two Shuangrans, because from videos I've seen, I think I like these. So let's do some turns on the version 1. So it has a very dry feeling, very sandy and feeling, but it actually turns very nicely. Corner cutting's lacking a bit. Does just under 45, just can't reach that 45 mark. And reverse is one piece too, so it's pretty good too. Try the version 2. Feels quite similar with that dry feeling, a bit drier but a bit smoother and faster. Corner cut's pretty much the same. I want to see if this is just a bigger version. Just pop out a piece here. I'm not sure which one's going to be easier to pop out. Hold on. Okay, so I couldn't manage to get a piece out of these two. They're both quite tight. But just looking inside of this one, they look very, very similar. Very similar. I honestly think this might just be a bigger version. Yeah, I think this one's just a bigger version of this one. So, I don't know. They do feel a bit different. So the mechanism might be a bit different. I can't get them out right now because they're very, very tight. I will say something I have noticed is that this one looks like the center caps are easier to get off. Because this one actually has a lip here that you can pull up on. This one, however, doesn't have that. Actually, you have to take an edge and corner out and get under it to push it up. It's kind of annoying, but these two cubes aren't bad at all. Not bad at all. Okay, let's do the Guanying now. So the Guanying is very fast. It corner cuts right under 45. Ooh. I just had two caps falling off, so it does corner cut 45. Looks like these caps can pop off pretty easily when you're corner cutting big cuts like that. I'll try some reverse cuts. And there went another cap. So it looks like when you're doing a lot of corner cuts, it does seem to have the caps fall off, which is kind of annoying. But hey, all in all, the turning itself is pretty good. If it didn't make these pieces come off when you corner cut, the corner cut is actually pretty good too. But it's very fast. Let's see if I can get a piece out of this one. Okay, so something I've noticed with a lot of Feng-Shi's cubes, they have this very odd holes in the corner stock thing here, and then it has edge piece. This is how they go together. Very interesting. So these cubes are pretty much out of stock everywhere except for IcubeMart and maybe Cube Depot. But oh, you gotta be kidding. Either way, all these cubes are pretty hard to find. And also, like, once again, these are all out of the box. They're all older cubes, and the issue with older cubes also is that it's hard to find them in black. That's why, if you notice, like, half of these are white, half are black. Because it's just really hard, because black is the most popular. And it's very hard to find them in white. So I'm gonna put this back here off camera. So let's just move on to the J-Unit now. So that reminds me of a Tangyun. You guys know what a Dian Tangyun is? Has a very hollow, low pitch sound. A bit louder, and it has that kind of smooth feeling that you get from the Tangyun. Corner cutting, once again, a bit under 45, and reverse is about one piece also. Once again, holes in the corner. This one feels pretty tight. It looks like the holes are a bit higher up on the corner, but not bad at all either. So yeah, those are the Feng-Chi cubes. I'm gonna get this back together because that's really tight, and we'll move on. Okay, so next let's do the Moyu cubes I got. So I got an original Guoguan US Xiao, a Aolong V2, a Weilong, and a Huanying, or Huanyang. So we'll start with the Yu Xiao, because I have the Yu Xiao EDM E and the Yu Xiao Pro. So see how the original Yu Xiao feels. Interesting. It's very fast, it's a very airy feeling, and it has a very hollow, low-pitched sound, which I haven't heard in many cubes before. Corner cutting, 45, beyond 45. Whoa! This thing corner cuts everything. Reverse, okay. Reverse is pretty good, actually, yeah. Now this is quite loose, I will say. But it corner cuts really well like this, but it still feels stable. If it's a loose one, I can pop pieces out pretty easily. Okay, so it is lubed on the inside, I can feel. Very thin corner edge piece thing here. They track right through here. And a very simple corner, except for these little wing-like things on the going down there. Connect just like this. There's a bit of a gap right between those two pieces there to reduce friction. Yeah. Yeah, that turns really nicely. I'm actually really happy with that. Okay. Let's do the Aolong. This is the this is the Weilong actually. Wait, is it? Yeah, this is the Weilong. Sorry, got them mixed up. It looks so similar, I was doing it by looks. But the Weilong, very buttery feeling. Has a bit of a clacky sound to it though. Very buttery smooth though. Ooh. Sure you guys can hear that. I got some spring noise. Oh, this. No, never mind. So turns pretty nicely. Like I said, it's buttery smooth. Corner cuts 45, beyond 45. Yeah, corner cuts pretty good. And reverse, yep, pretty good too. Sweet. Okay, and this is the Aolong V2. Now I have heard that if you want a cube similar to the Aolong, you can get a thunderclap. So I want to see if that's true. Oh yeah, that feels so much like a thunderclap. Very dry, loud, clicky feeling. Corner cuts beyond 45 once again, but it's Moyu. Wow. All these cubes have been consistent with their corner cutting, all of Moyu's cubes. Now this one looks a lot more like an old cube, very squared off. So, I find this one to be kind of the worst out of the group. Oh. Spring noise. So this is a very interesting cube. Very loud, low-pitched sound, kind of hollow, but not hollow like the Tangyun. Corner cuts beyond 45, but now this is very loose. It is quite loose. It feels kind of uncontrollable. It feels very unstable. Oh, wow, that's where the hollowness came from. Yeah, that corner is very hollow. Very thin piece through here, and very thin edge. Yeah. Not much friction there because of the space there. So you have all that hollowness. Very cool. Definitely is, like I said, it's very loose. So it probably needs to be tightened. But if I tighten it, I feel like the corner kind of probably gonna go down. So yeah, those are the Moyu cubes. They're good. They're all good. It's Moyu though, so expected. Okay, so next we're gonna have a pretty nostalgic brand, the ShangXiao cubes. These guys were known for having good 3x3's back way when, and now kind of left in the dust. I mean, they have the Mr. M line, but nothing like Gan or G. So we have the Wind, Aurora, and Rainbow. So with the ShangXiao Rainbow, this is one I've never felt before. This feels like a YJ cube. Very high-pitched, clacky sort of cube. Quite fast. Corner cuts, one piece, bit under 45, but not exactly 45. And reverse is not gonna be that good because it's ShangXiao. Oh, not that bad. 1/3 of the QD, not bad. Yeah, this feels like a YJ cube and not a ShangXiao cube, but hey. Now the Wind, I felt this before. Very buttery smooth feeling, a lot more buttery than the Weilong, even. And actually corner cuts pretty good. The only issue with it is that since these are very squared off corners, it just doesn't reverse corner cut at all. But it's very buttery smooth. I just like the buttery smoothness of it. Okay, and now these pieces I can't get one out because once again it's very tight. But these like a long hollow like thin piece, not really thin, but like thicker hollow piece for the edge corner. And then the Aurora is supposed to be like the better version of the Wind. And I felt this before too. Basically, still smooth, but a bit faster and corner cuts a lot better because the pieces are more rounded off. That's all it really was just a bit of an improvement on the Wind. That's all the Aurora was. All in all, pretty good cubes. Nothing like today's standards, but they're good cubes. Okay, so next I'm gonna do the two weight even cubes. Can't remember which one's which. One of them's the Wit U and one of them's the Wit Long. Wit Long's the V4 and Wit U is the V5. And I'll just help tell by turning because I do know how these feel. Let's try this one. Okay, this is the Wit Long V4. Very kind of slow turning, but very clacky and loud feeling, kind of dry. Pieces have this kind of corner edge design, and here's the corner. Kind of simple design. Could be like that. Actually, I find it interesting about this cube is that there's nothing. This doesn't touch anything in the cube. Just the corner comes up here, which I find interesting. And this cube is actually really hard to pop because of the center has this weird like secondary piece right there. I'm not sure if you can see that. Which just when it's all locked together makes it very hard to pop. And it's actually very hard to get. Like, it's easy to get pieces out when you're trying to, but it's actually pretty hard to get them back in, which I don't like. But I'll get this back together later because I don't want to struggle with it right now. And this is the Wit U V5, a bit louder, a bit more high pitched, clacky, a bit faster, and corner cuts. They both don't corner cut that well. I honestly think ShangXiao's cubes probably corner cut better, but the Wit U feels actually really good. The bag corner kind of doesn't really hinder it too much because it's very stable. It's very stable and kind of a bit slower. It's a bit faster than the Wit Long, but it's a bit slower than other cubes. So the bag corner kind of doesn't really stop it in any way. So yeah, those are our two Wit eating cubes. Let's move on. Oh, I actually lied. It's actually pretty easy to get it back in. I just wasn't doing it correctly. Stupid. Anyway. Let's do the MF8 cubes. This is the MF8 Legend V1 and the Legend V2. The Legend V1 is pretty rough out of the box. I've seen one video on this, but yeah, very slow. The sides are very uneven when it comes to the tensions. Like, you can just look at some sides and see that. Which, like, look at the orange side. Like, look at that gap and then look at this gap. And it just doesn't turn well. It's like some sides are slow, some sides are faster. Doesn't corner cut hardly at all. and it's just not a good feeling cube. Definitely needs tension and lubes and everything else that you do to a good cube. Now the V2 is has this weird texture. It has like little concave caps with pieces, which is pretty interesting. This one feels a lot nicer. It has kind of a metal sound though to it. You hear that? Interesting. Kind of a metal sound. Oh, and then in a center cap. Turning's still not that good. It turns better, a bit faster, so it's kind of a slow feeling though. The caps are coming off like crazy, and just so it doesn't corner cut well. Like, there's literally no corner cutting. It is quite tight and definitely needs to be lubed. Good news is I know the center caps fall off easily to tension it. Yeah, it definitely needs to be loosened and lubed, just like the other one. But they're not the best, but they're old, so I wanted them. Move on. Okay guys, so next up we have two Diane cubes. We have the Diane Guhong V2 and the Diane Zhanchi. I do want to get the Diane Guhong V1 sometimes, but I just got the Guhong V2 because, yeah. So let's do the Guhong first. Okay, so there's a few inner catches, but it is very smooth, kind of clacky. Corner guts beyond exactly 45, beyond maybe? A bit beyond 45. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we had our first pop of the video. Dang, I thought we could go the whole video without a pop, but I knew that was too good to be true. But I guess you can look at the Guhong's mechanism now. So you have this very thick into a very thin piece for the edge, very small end there. Same thing with the corner, 3 pieces come together, very thick, and it gets very thin and small here. So there's a big gap right here too, try to reduce friction. Okay. Whoop, knocked the camera out a bit. Okay, so the Guhong V2's corner cutting is pretty good, except sometimes it pops. The reverse corner cutting, pretty good actually. I'm surprised. So yeah, all in all, not a bad cube. Pretty happy to have this. Okay, and I had to get a Diane Mini Zhanchi. This is a 42mm because I didn't have the normal Zhanchi, but hey, whatever. Okay, very dry feeling, but it actually turns really nicely. It can corner cut beyond 45 with ease, and reverses, the right center cap, pretty good too. So got the mechanism here. So very similar to the Guhong actually, very thick into a very thin piece. Looks like it's even smaller. And then here it's kind of wavy, kind of the same as the Guhong, but a bit wavy in the middle here. I think that's the only difference between the two actually. And then obviously you get together like this. And the edge also has a bit of a side piece here, unlike the Guhong, which didn't. Okay, let's get this back together. Okay, so there we go. There's the two Diane cubes. Really liking those. Let's move on. Okay, guys, so we're down to our final 3 cubes. We have the Maru CX3, YJ Yulong, and the V-Cube 3D pillowed. I didn't have, honestly, I put the other ones in groups with the same company, but these guys are all different, so I just put these guys together. So we'll start with the CX3. So the Maru CX3 right away reminds me of a Rubik's 2.0, but a bit more high-pitched turning, and obviously a lot faster. Corner cuts beyond 45, and reverse is pretty good for how square off this is. Oh, another pop. Same spot as the Diane cube too. Wait, I might as well just keep this out for the system. Whoa, That's a very thin corner piece right there. That very interesting, like comes out here and then goes back to a smaller thing at the tip. And this is a very thick edge piece thing here, except to a very thin once again. And there's a lot of, ooh, hold on, my arm just got. So right there, we looks like we have this. Looks like we have a lot of gaps between them to reduce friction. Interesting. Okay, so once again, the corner cutting is pretty good. Feels quite like a Rubik's brand. Kind of looks like one too. Come on, get back in there. And it doesn't feel like it needs to be relieved or tension at all. It actually feels just the way I'd like it. Yeah, not bad. Now this cube also came with Mario Lube, but I didn't really bother putting on this video because I just wanted to focus on the cubes. Let's move on. So the YJ Long, I got this in the kind of transparent sort of pieces. I think it looks cool, but see some turns. Okay, kind of pretty rough. It's very slow and does not corner cut well at all. One piece, and then this is pretty bad too. It's very slow. It just kind of feels very clacky. It feels pretty cheap, to be honest. It feels pretty kind of low quality, but it looks cool. That's all I want it for. Ooh, it's very tight. Oh, I can stick that piece out good. So very thick edge here. Very simple edge though. Very simple corner also. Very simple mechanism. Nothing special. Nothing that we haven't seen before. Now the version 2 of this cube is actually very good. It's a $7 budget cube. It's magnetic. Definitely a step up from the version 1. Okay, and last but not least, we have the V-Cube 3 Pillowed Edition. V-Cubes, you gotta miss them. They turned like shit, but you gotta miss them. Let's do some turns. Okay, so it actually turns quite nicely. It's kind of a bumpy, smooth feeling, but the corner cutting is just garbage. Look at that. That's all I can do. And then the reverse is just not even there. Like the reverse is probably worse than the wind is, than the Shangshao wind, which is really sad. It also has a black side instead of a white, which, I mean, it's okay. It looks kind of weird to me, but hey. But not bad, just not the best thing either. And this thing is really tight. I don't really feel like trying to pull out a piece of that. So yeah. Well guys, that's the end of this video. Here is all of our amazing 3x3s that we got. There's just so many old 3x3s that I got in this order. Just so many, just piling it up. So yeah, if you guys enjoy, go check these guys out. I will leave a link to IcubeMart and Cube Depot in the description. Go check them out. Oh, that's that guy. Because you can probably get yourself some good old 3x3s too. If you guys enjoyed, I'll see you guys in the next one. Smash that like button, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.